Hey there. So it's Maggie Moore, and I wanted to come in here today to talk a little bit about what it means to be a channel. And I wanted to really express the fact that I've been kind of keeping this on the down low since I was really young. Because the truth of the matter is that I think I realized that my biggest fear was if I share with the world that I'm able to make a connection with spirit, whether it's someone from your past, someone, a loved one who has passed away, or maybe there is some message from spirit that is waiting for you. I think my biggest fear was is that someone is going to come in need, in real need for a message, for an answer, and I am not going to be able to deliver. And there is a difference between having a desire to hear something, right, to really think, oh yeah, no, I heard this is what it's been, you're meant to hear, and actually getting a message that is not your voice. And the way that I explain it to people is that I have a background as a musician. I've sang for bands, I've played piano and guitar for a really long time. And so when you are a musician, you understand things from notes, from music, from vibration. So what I tell people is that if everything in my head that's coming through that is my messaging, right? My mind kind of speaking, then I would take it at just a C note, right? Like the chord of C. Like, oh, everything is coming in a C. And I know it's not my voice when it comes as a C sharp. It actually has a slightly different tone. And I really need to get quiet in order to hear it. And a lot of times what happens is that if I don't hear it once, it won't come back. So I have to be really clear about what it is. Sometimes it comes in form. Um, if it is actually someone in, the lineage of a client, I will actually see form. I could see whether it's female or male. I can usually tell the age, sometimes their size, sometimes even hair color and texture, whether they're wearing glasses, stuff like that, beards, that kind of thing. Other times, and I explain to people that when someone has passed away a long time ago, or it's more of a message from source, could be from guardian angels or some kind of a larger message, it comes in like a Milky Way. It comes in kind of like this expression of energy around me. And so instead of it having this really singular form, it's more of a shadowed, kind of beautiful light form. And it's pretty interesting. So, so yeah. And so I'm trying to get brave enough to kind of share what this experience is. So I thought just today, so if you've hung on so far, I'm just going to tell you a couple little stories about how I started, and then I'll make other videos about other experiences, but I thought this would be kind of cool. So when I was really young, we moved into this house when I was about 6 years old. And I had the back bedroom in the back of the house. And so you'd come up the stairs and then you'd take two stairs down, and to the right was my sister's room and to the left was mine. And it was the smallest bedroom in the house, a really cute little nook. And at the end of the wall, this last wall, there was a door that went into an attic. And so I remember starting to have these dreams where I would have a man, this older man, would open the door and come and sit at the end of my bed. And I remember it was a very gentle energy. I do think that we did discover that someone may have passed away in the house, but really, I wasn't even thinking it was so much a ghost. I don't remember having a lot of conversations with him other than he just was present and telling my parents, all right, I'm having this experience. This is kind of freaking me out. I was a pretty young kid. So what they did is they took a little eye hook, right? These little, just a little eye hook, hooked it on and put it onto this door. And so from a spirit perspective, right, this would do nothing. This is just a tiny eye hook. There is no solid form. But for my brain, it actually created this sense of boundary of saying, all right, you are not asked to enter here. And I stopped dreaming about this man. And every night, all the way through all of my nights of living in this house through my high school experience, Even if the light was out, I would remember to kind of get at the end of my bed, lean forward and tap to make sure that this was locked, that the little eye hook was locked. What I love to think about is that idea that this was my first opportunity to kind of create a physical boundary, meaning that I was literally saying, this is okay for you to enter my space. Nope, this is not okay. And this has come into, and I'll tell you lots of other stories where this has actually come into play, where I really actually have to have a conversation with the spirit world and say, okay, yeah, I'm okay with this. No, I'm not okay with that. And I'll share in other videos, but that was I'm realizing that was like my first aha moment. So just one more little story, and then I'm going to let you go for this video, which is my first actual vision of seeing something with my eyes wide open was when I was in second grade. And I was in my backyard by myself. No one was there. And, everyone was in the house. And I remember all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this sewer drain, kind of like a sewer drain you'd see, on a street corner, just kind of showed up, and the lid was popped off. And then all of a sudden, this kind of fire hydrant, it looked like a fire hydrant, kind of pushed up out of the earth. And then this hand came up from the earth and pushed it back down. Now, it's been so many years since this. I don't remember if I talked to this energy. It felt demonic. It felt dark. It felt really sludgy. I was far enough away that I wasn't afraid. I didn't run inside. But I almost felt that I was feeling protective, like wanting to know what this is and why it was showing up. And then it just disappeared. And I wasn't sure what to do with that. And I remember not 100% thinking this was something that I was going to go tell my parents. I was brought up Roman Catholic. We went to church every Sunday. We were going to family retreats. There was a lot of talk about God and Jesus and spirituality. And it's not that I didn't believe in that stuff. I actually do. It was that, what do I do with this, right? And I remember telling my best friend, Melissa, I remember going over to her house and telling this. And what I loved most of all was the way she handled it, which was she's like, oh, that's cool. No, you're insane. You're crazy. There's something wrong with you. She just accepted it as part of me. And yeah, so that's my beginning. That's my beginning. And to be honest with you, it kind of faded. And that kind of does happen when you're at that age around 7, 8 years old. Your logical brain really takes over, and that part of you, that connection, that source, can get just stuffed down, and it takes a lot of time. And I'll tell you some of the cool things that happened as I got older. But as I really, start to reorganize my thoughts so that I can share all this with you, those two are the primary experiences when I first started. So I'm looking forward to sharing more. I hope that you decide to subscribe to the channel. I think that's what you're supposed to do. I'm still figuring this stuff out. But ultimately, the idea is that it's a place for us to connect. I'm going to also share some stories of clients and what I have discovered for them, which is so much fun and so fascinating. And I hope you stick around. All right, take care.